If you will not feel hungry, how would you sympathize the masakeen, the poor people? Those who are less fortunate. When we go through the pangs of hunger and thirst, that's when you will think about them. And one of the purpose in the month of Ramadan for being hungry is to think about the Day of Judgment. When our bellies are always full of food, then we will never be able to think about the thirst and the hunger of the Day of Judgment. I told you about my nephew. He's only 11, 12 years old. He was here earlier on. And he went to school and I told him, he said such a long roza, and I told him, think about the hunger and thirst of Qiyamah. That is the maqsad of Ramadan. Ramadan reminds you of the hunger and thirst of Qiyamah. Because for 50,000 years of this world, that will be one day on the Day of Judgment, because the sun will be so close to you and you will be drowning in your own sweat. You will be so thirsty, so hungry. How do you remember that? Ramadan trains you and reminds you of the hunger and thirst of the Day of Judgment. Little nephew, he told his friend who was about to break his roza, he said the purpose is to think about, let's think about that. And the other kid, he didn't break his roza. And it's also to think about the poor people, to think about the less fortunate people, to constantly remember them. Ihsas of masakeen, ihsas of the poor people, feeling the pain of the poor people. And then doing something about it. What do you do about it? Give sadaqah in the path of Allah Jalla wa'ala. Give sadaqah in the path of Allah Jalla wa'ala. That is what you do for them. That is the ihsas. And also during that, before iftar, don't start eating straight away. Stop for a bit and think, if this kajur, if this date wasn't there, if this food wasn't there, then how would I live without it? Then say, Ya Allah, I thank you. Thank Allah. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. So without thanking, do not eat. That's how I train our children here in the madrasa and all our students. Allah aka tera shukr. Allah aka tera shukr. Before they eat, Allah aka tera shukr. Allah aka tera shukr. We thank you, Allah. We thank you, Ya Rasulullah. And just think about the poor people before you eat. Now I've got many waqiyat and many narrations here. We don't have time to go through all of them. So just remember that before eating, before drinking, when we do iftar, we will think about the poor people, and then we will do something about it. Sayyidina Bishr Hafiz radiyallahu ta'ala was beautiful waqi. I've just remembered again now. Once a person saw him in winter. Sayyidina Bishr Hafiz radiyallahu ta'ala. A person saw him and he wasn't wearing any clothes, and he was lying down, shivering, trembling, and he was only wearing a very thin kind of tehmat, and he was shivering, trembling in the winter. And the person said, is this the time to wear these kind of clothes, O Bishr Hafiz? Is this the time? It's winter and you've got clothes, why aren't you wearing them? He said, this is my way of showing solidarity to the poor people in the world. This is my way of feeling the pain. I do not have enough money to give to them, but at least I can feel the pain. That was the mentality. So this is what Ramadan does to us. We feel hungry, we feel the hunger of the poor people, and let us do something about it. Every day when we do iftar, just take some money out for the poor people. Take some money out for the poor people. That is how we show the love for the poor people in the world. And then the second point in this, and as I said, there's so much that will be covered. Also, it's important that giving in the path of Allah, the sadaqah in the path of Allah, is not just yourself. Get your children to give sadaqah in the path of Allah. Give it to them and ask them to give it to other people. That is something which is important. Imam Abu Mansur Maturidi rahimahullah says, the way it is wajib for a father to teach his children the ahkam of deen, it is also wajib for the father to teach his children generosity. And the way Imam Ahmad Reza rahimahullah says in the tarbiyah of the awlad, one way of doing tarbiyah of awlad is to teach them generosity. He said, how do you teach them generosity? He said, whenever you serve the makhluk of Allah, give your children the food and tell them to give the makhluk of Allah. Imam Abu Mansur Maturidi rahimahullah says, this is wajib. And here in our situation, we are living in a community when people don't even teach their children the ibadat, the ahkam of deen. Sayyidina Malik bin Dinar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he narrates the waqiyah of the alim of Bani Israel. There was a scholar of Bani Israel. He was delivering a talk. He was delivering a lecture publicly in front of people on a stage on a high elevated place. And his son came out and he looked at a girl. And he did an ishara, he hinted at a girl. And the father, who was a scholar, he was an alim of Bani Israel, he said to his son, oh son, be patient, do sabr. The moment he said that, he fell to the ground and his bones broke. The bones of his body broke. All his sons, they died in a war. This was an azab from Allah Jalla wa'ala. Allah Jalla wa Ala sent a wahi to the Prophet of that time, and he said, tell this person that he is being punished. So is that the most you can do to express your anger to your son? For my sake? Is that the most you can do? That you only said that to him, oh son, do sabr. Oh son, be patient. Because he only hinted at a girl, and the father was a scholar doing a talk in front of the people. He said, oh son, do sabr. And this asked for the wrath of Allah, and the azab was that all his children died in a jung, in a battle, and he fell to the ground and all the bones of his body broke. And then Allah sent a wahi to the Prophet that the reason why he was being punished, because why wasn't he angry? For my sake, he should have taught him a lesson, he should have told him. But he just said, do sabr. And nowadays, parents sit with their children and watch movies. They all look at women with their children. Son wants to do something which is impermissible, don't worry about it, son. No problems, don't worry about it. You can make tawbah when you grow old.